All right, warning, this is for fun, entertainment, and guidance. Don't hurt yourself. Oh, there's plenty of times in life to hurt yourself. Tonight's not one of them. We're starting off with a neutral 70 RPM pedal. So the 70 RPM should feel pretty comfortable. For those of you that don't have pedal cadence feedback, you can pedal to the beat and you'll be basically on tempo. Hey, tonight's video brought to you by Towie, my favorite adventure tow bungee company. These guys build products for e-bikers to pull their friends that don't have e-bikes, parents to pull their kids, motorcycles to tow broken motorcycles out of the backcountry. And here we go, new video. We are starting at the parking lot of the Slick Rock Trail in Moab, Utah, the infamous Slick Rock, one of a kind. You guys are gonna see why. We're starting a couple hours before sunset. Temperature is cool. We're gonna be following along with this heads-up display that shows us what level, 1 through 10, we're gonna be at for how long, what body position, how fast we should be pedaling to. The total time bar will turn from white to green as the time progresses through the hour. And of course, all the details on what's coming up next. So don't look at the bottom of the display to find out what is happening currently. You look at the top, and at the bottom is kind of gets you emotionally prepared for what's coming up next. These 1 through 10s, level 5 is threshold, 8 and above is standing, 6 and 7s are super intense, 1, 2, 3, 4 are all, you're kind of in a state of recovery, catching your breath, dropping your heart rate. All right, you can see the trail is scattered with puddles. And we're gonna step up our pedal speed to 115 in 2, 1, here we go, pick it up faster. I'm actually gonna lower my resistance to help me get to this faster pedal speed. This 115 is a shock to the system, and it's designed to be that way on purpose. I wanna get your coordination firing, all your senses working, get your muscles and your coordination kind of warmed up and ready to go. You'll notice as you get tired through the workout, you'll have a tendency to slow your pedal. And so we're big advocates of keeping that pedal speed up nice and high. We've got a little bit of cloud cover here. The day that we scheduled to go film this, there was cloud cover and we weren't sure that we should go out and try to film. And it said, okay, here we go, changing, slowing it down, adding some resistance. So still pretty light resistance at a level 3. And just a nice kind of, it might feel a little bit grinding, the 70 RPM. So you can see these pedals really, or the puddles really caught us off guard as we were going out. It had rained days before we got there, and I totally did not expect the water to still be nestled in the nooks and crannies of the rock. But it was really wet, and the sand had this wonderful packed feeling. If you guys have ever ridden Moab sand in the summer when it's dry, it's just powder. It's poofy, it's hard to ride through it all. And today's sand riding, it's really more like hero dirt, firm and had traction. All right, still pedaling along here. We're going at kind of a slow 70 RPM with a light level 3 recovery resistance. And so you'll choose a resistance where you're working, but you're really not working hard. Your breathing's not getting up too high. Coming up next, we're gonna go to threshold at a 90 RPM. So this is really sort of a race pace feeling. So for you racers out there, I know I've got some over here. Pay attention to this 90 RPM pedal speed. This is a very good mountain bike race pace. Probably even road bike. For road bike, I might even go a little faster than 90. But for mountain bikes, it's good. It's fast enough to be powerful, but slow enough that you can kind of dodge rocks with your feet if you need to. So here we go. You guys ready? Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, pick it up. Okay, so we're adding resistance. adding speed. I'm following along Alexis here. You're gonna notice some moments where she pulls out gaps on me, and I would give like subtle suggestions. I'd be like, wow, I'm not quite warmed up yet. And because I'm not fit, but Alexis is like basically the fastest female in America, and her power to weight ratio is tremendous. Also, her actual bike handling is really good as well. You're gonna notice a lot of good technique, high elbows and good balance on the feet as we go into the downhills. But yeah, here comes one of my favorite sections. This section just looks like you're on another planet. It all does, but this one in particular. These people are pedaling out. The section of the trail that we're on right now is a lollipop. So we're on a single trail that goes out and back. And then once we get out about a mile or 2 miles, the trail turns to the left and makes a loop that wraps around back to this same trail that we go in and out on. So if you guys watch the cloud cover, it continually gets more and more sunny as we go, and it really ends up being a beautiful evening. One thing about this desert slick rock riding is it doesn't have a lot of sustained climbing. It's very aggressive and sporadic up and down. We see other users, hikers, bikers, even motorcycle riders on the trail. These particular trails are open to Jeeps and motorcycles, although you don't see too many motorcyclists on this particular piece of single track. Now I say single track, it's really not single track, it's these white dots you see us following. And sometimes it's hard to see where the white dots go. And so it looks a little bit like the white in the rocks from moment to moment. All right, guys, 30 seconds. We're gonna drop the recovery, but keep pedaling pretty quickly. Or drop the pedal speed. I'm sorry, drop the resistance, but not much in the pedal speed. So this is a recovery of sorts. This might be like a small downhill. Coming up in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, okay, shift down a couple notches. Okay, it's a little easier to pedal, but keep your pedal speed going. Try to relax. I feel a little bit of burn in my thighs. I'm trying to let that burn go. We're actually crossing over the Hell's Revenge Jeep Trail right here. You can see the black on the slick rock. That's just rubber blue groove laid down by the Jeeps. You can see the trail marked in white. It says cycles and bikes go this way. So we kind of follow the white markings. In Moab, you'll have different colored dashes. Blue dots, green dots, yellow dots. And sometimes to follow a trail, you just stick to the actual color of the dots. We've got a big climb coming up here, up ahead. We're getting ready to go standing. So standing level 6, 70 RPM. This should feel pretty comfortable, actually.
Yeah, it is.
So 2 minutes here. We're not sprinting. Think of this more like a jog. The 70 RPM should be pretty comfortable. A level 6 is not a ton of resistance. Now on screen, you see us going straight up this big slick rock mound. And the thing about slick rock is there's so much traction. You can go so steep. And I'm not used to putting out this much power. We live in an area with a lot of loose dirt, and you just can't put out that much power on loose dirt as you can on the slick rock. And so it takes a tremendous amount of power to get up these climbs. As I went, I felt it zapping me over and over again. At first, you're like, this is amazing, it's so fun to be able to go straight up these walls. And then after a little while, you're like, well, I'm starting to run out of strength. I'm just not used to riding like this. We complete the whole ride in just over an hour. This ride, for a lot of people, they do it in the summer when it's really hot. We're, of course, here in the fall when it's a little cooler. But a lot of people take, more like 4 hours with lunch breaks and photo opportunities. You just get out. Yeah, you just get out and have a good time. Yeah, waiting on traffic. Those of you that have been here might notice how there's not traffic this particular day. Okay, small recovery coming up in 3, 2, 1. Okay, drop it down. Okay, a little easier resistance. Keep that pedal speed going. And when you're out in the real world and you feel tired, don't stop.
Sorry, that was my fault.
Don't slow down too much. What I want you to do is shift to an easier gear and just pedal faster. This makes it feel like you're not working as hard, but you're still making forward progress. So this is a trick for resting while still making good forward progress. You can see that sun. It's about 3-4 fingers in the sky. So we got about 30-40 minutes before that sun is down. Still following the cycles, bikes indicators. We're going back into our threshold block, level 5 at 90 RPM in 2, 1, add some resistance, pick that speed up a little. You guys having fun? Isn't this beautiful? Man, when we were in the middle of this ride, it was like, are we here right now? Because it feels fake. It's just the Moab Slick Rock Trail. They asked what the name of the trail was, and it's simply the Slick Rock Trail. There is what's called a practice loop, which is about 2 miles, which is good for beginners. The real loop is something more like 9 to 11 miles, somewhere in there. And I remember the first time I did this trail, I thought it was brutal. I must have been a teenager, and I was on, well, I'm old enough now that if I was a teenager means I was on a garbage bike, because they weren't that good back then. But I remember this trail. Okay, we just passed the 2 mile mark right there. It was written on the sandstone in white paint. I remember this took forever, it took all day, it seemed like. 2 bottles of water and lunch, and it still wasn't enough. And then I did it with my wife, and I remember that still being difficult in my 20s. And then at some point in my late 20s, I became a professional mountain biker, and I still hold that title somewhat, although I don't race much anymore. And now we can go out and do it in an hour. Just kind of, it's still fun, but we're just pushing, we're just working the whole time. So it is less fun than going slow and really soaking up the experience. Here in a little bit, we're gonna come up to a lookout where we're actually on the edge looking down on the town of Moab and over to the Colorado River. And it's a great spot to stop and take a break. We actually do take a small break there, here in the video. Last week I got a bunch of new videos and music soundtracks over to the app developer for final testing before we really start getting it ready for use, kind of a beta testing program. And I was talking to you guys about how there's the trail sounds. You can hear my freewheel, you can hear the shifting of the bikes, and in the app you'll be able to control the sound, the volume of the trail sound separate from the volume of the music, separate from the volume of me, the virtual instructor. I might have forgot to introduce myself earlier. I'm Eric Landis, and I really like mountain biking.
Yeah.
Okay, recovering.
They seem like they feel steep.
Yeah, nice work, guys. All right, grab a drink of water, big deep breath. I'm gonna towel some sweat off. We'll grab our weights and start our first arm workout.
Yeah.
The microphones are mounted to 3D printed mic holders that mount to the water bottle cage bosses on the frame of the bikes. And then if you're wondering how we did this drone work, I 3D printed a remote controller for the drone that attaches to my bike frame. And I can tell the drone how far away to be and what angle I want it to be at while we're riding. So if I see something interesting coming up, I'll reach down and push the buttons and tell the drone to turn where I want it and how close to us I want it to be. It's pretty neat. All right, guys, so we're coming to this 2-minute mark. I want you to breathe deep. Try to get your breathing and your heart rate down. For those of you doing the arm workout, I'm gonna bring my pedaling to a stop and carefully reach up and grab my weights. I've got 10-pound weights here, which feels light at first, but we'll try to make them feel heavy as we go. So let's do a curl press. What I want you to do is grip tightly. I want you just to squeeze this thing as hard as you can, grip your abs and core together, and curl up as hard as you can, and push it over your head and try to flex all the way through that movement, and especially go slow on the way down. That's 2, 3. So we're working our biceps on the curl. So this is bicep, and then tricep shoulders on the push. So we're getting a nice, hitting quite a few of the core arm muscles. What's nice about this is you guys can be done today with this workout and feel like you don't have to go and lift any weights. You can kind of be done with it here. Where are we at now? 7. I got my buddy over there helping me out. 8, 9, and 10. We're getting secondary counts in the corner that we did 12. Whatever, it's good for you. All right, guys, relax your grip. Carefully set your weights back down.
Got a little slick there.
All right. So if you look at the hills, the slick rock behind us, we have come a long ways, and we're really nowhere near the cars. We've been going somewhat of a straight line in a kind of a northwest direction. And when you're out there, it's just like, man, it just feels like we're so far from nowhere, and you just see these steep walls of rocks that you're going up and over again and again. All right, getting ready to go back into another one of these series. Level 5 for 3 minutes at a 90. Here we go, 2, 1, and on. Add some resistance, let's go, pick it up. Now, when you're looking on screen, keep an eye out for these square edges or these steep little climbs. The torque that it requires out against real gravity to get up, you can see how chunky and rough the edges are as we go up this, and that's actually mountain bike tire, blue groove up the spine here. This is really steep. You can see Alexis is out of the saddle, hips way far forward. I'm back there suffering, trying to keep weight. I'm kind of sitting up off the seat right there. Man, when you see Alexis struggling, you can tell I'm struggling. We cut back to Alexis here because I may or may not have made a mistake right there, but you don't know because I hid it from you. So this angle, this is the first person view angle from Alexis's handlebar camera. This is a 360 camera that has software stabilization. So if you look at the horizon stays locked so that it doesn't have that kind of motion seasickness feel. It's a very solid, smooth, and stable viewpoint. You can see here I'm kind of dropping back behind Alexis. I'm dipping off the edges. One of my plans of attack to stay with her was to literally do less elevation than she does. And so she'd go to the top of the hill and I'd go on a side hill and skirt around the edge, trying not to have to do that elevation. I should find out what the total elevation that we climbed in this hour. I bet you with all the ups and downs, it's somewhere around 2,000 to 3,000 vertical feet climbed. On a mountain bike, it's very average to go for an entire ride about 10 miles an hour. So, of course, less than 5 on the climbs and closer to 20 on the downhills. But so this trail, like I said, I think it's around 10 miles long. Takes us around an hour. So that 10 miles an hour holds true in quite a bit of the rides that I do. And these, of course, are rides, you know, not just shuttle rides. Like if you were to take a chairlift to the top and go down, your average speed would be much faster. But when you're having to pedal up and down from where you start, around the ride and back to where you start, like the car, 10 miles an hour is pretty average for technical mountain biking. The easier the trails, the higher the mile per hour. Sedona was something like 7 miles an hour. Okay, here we go, small recovery and down. Okay, dropping our gear. So that bridge you see right there,
That's cool.
that's a zip line bridge. There's a series of zip lines that go across that canyon. All right, trying to catch my breath. You can see our riders are going downhill. You can hear my freewheel spinning up. The freewheel on my bike is loud-ish. I think it sounds cool. It's not obnoxious, it's just cool. My wife's shaking her head in disagreement. She doesn't like it. But I think it's cool. It makes me feel like I'm going really fast even when I'm not. Maybe I am going fast. You can't tell because my freewheel's always making noise. It's not a Chris King. It's not, again, there are freewheels that are obnoxious. It's not obnoxious, but it is loud. Okay, standing. Okay, I like standing. When we're mountain biking, we have to spend a lot of time standing, whether we're soaking up bumps, standing up to turn, jumping, keeping your pedals and handlebars out of the obstacles. You have to stand up a lot. And so being strong and comfortable and balanced in the standing position is very important. I like these long standing segments. So there's the city of Moab getting revealed below us there.
Okay.
So we're looking north right now, turning towards the west. You can kind of see the river. You can see the notch in the distance that the Colorado River is cut on its way southwest out of town. You can see the snowy La Salle Mountains in the background behind us. All right, that's enough. Couple seconds of break, get back on it. Again, substantially downhill right here. We kind of have to avoid the puddles. I normally might splash through the puddles a little bit more, but I can't have the water splash up on the camera lenses. So right here, there's actually a left-hand turn that goes up to a scenic viewpoint that we didn't go do. 20 seconds left here. Small recovery coming up. Not a full recovery. Still putting power down. 10 seconds to go. All right, stay there, stay with it. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now down. Okay, lighten up that resistance. Get that pedal speed. The pedal speed's actually faster than what you were doing standing. So here's some of that sand. Normally that section would be super gnarly because of all the moisture in the rock. One of the things we struggled with was getting traction. There's this weird phenomenon on slick rock where it soaks up the water like a sponge, and it's a little bit less tacky than when it's truly dry. And I didn't really know this was a thing until I was at the horse thief bench drop-in. And I've ridden the horse thief bench drop-in probably 100 times in my life. I've fallen and gone to the hospital, broke my neck and got a severe concussion one of those times. Yeah, broke my face, broke my wrist. It was not good. But anyways, I was there on a day after it rained and I thought, oh man, the dirt's gonna be great. There'll be tons of traction, but the drop-in is all slick rock. Okay, back up to threshold again, add some resistance, get your pedal speed back up. And as I dropped in, my tires were just sliding out from under me in an unusual way. I ended up not riding the drop-in that day to make sure I didn't make another trip to the hospital. And we were experiencing that here today, where you'd look and you'd see your line and you thought you knew how the slick rock was going to react, and it was just different. And coming off that sand, your tires had this kind of moist, they're covered in moist sand, and you'd have to kind of get the sand worn off before you could really trust it. This is another steep spot right here. This climb, it doesn't look like much on video, but man, in real life, this climb is steep. You can hear us starting to breathe heavy. We're at the 4 mile mark. So we're working our way north. The city is off to our left, and we're headed towards the Colorado River. And there's a cut in the sandstone that leads from the town of Cisco, and it takes the old highway down to Moab along the river. And you'll see that cut, see it in the distance. There's a huge canyon in front of us, and that's the Colorado River in the bottom of that canyon in the distance. And we're gonna keep getting closer and closer to it. Right now we're headed sort of northeast at this point, going away from the city and heading up towards the river. All right, less than a minute to go. You guys doing good? Okay, focus on your breathing. Big deep breaths in and out. Sun's getting lower. We're on the east side in the shade. So you can see the white lines kind of turn a corner. I kind of went off a drop there. Made a little pass on Alexis. She immediately sprints back past me. She's a racer even when she's not racing. If I ever get in front of her, watch, she just like attacks and passes me back. Now I'd say she's right in her comfort zone. Okay, recovery. 4, 3, 2, 1, down. So right here you can see I got some water on my lens from her splashing through some of those puddles there, having fun. One of the videos we filmed, Crested Butte, it's really cold way up in the Alpine Mountains, and there were like 10 creek crossings, and you'd get covered wet. There's no easy way around them. And it was cold, getting wet up there. All right, getting ready to do some more shoulder work. So this next move is gonna be shoulder straight out in front of us. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my pedal to a slow and get ready. All right, I'm gonna stop and grab my weights carefully. Okay, so we're gonna kind of have our palms facing up, shoulders down and back, chest puffed out. Let's grip them tight as you can grip them, straight out in front of you, right there, and back down. Somebody keep track of our count for me. Now, I use this muscle when I'm loading stuff in the back of my truck, whether it's groceries or my gear bag or my bicycle. And the more I do this, the easier it is to move things around in my life. You're just picking stuff up and moving it around. It's what life is all about. You guys know what I'm saying? Where are we at? 9, okay, 10. We're gonna go double time. You guys ready? Okay, right in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah, I knew I'd get you on that one. This is a super weak muscle. It's a really weak body position, and it is good to work that and feel comfortable with that position. You know, I tend to ride a bike that's a little bit more downhillish or a little heavier duty than your average cross-country bike. And I've got a big truck, big diesel truck that I pull my camper with. And I gotta lift that thing. Feels like clear up over my head to get it in the tailgate. And that move, use it all the time. Here's me making a pass on Alexis again. And then she actually slips out right there, so she made a mistake. I edited it out so you couldn't tell, but I'll tell you. All right, going into a third series of this threshold block. Yeah, zipping past me on the inside. I'm not trying to let her by. Here's me having some fun. Another thing about slick rock is, although you're supposed to stay near the white lines, it is pretty fun to take your own line from time to time. And on. Now, I have gotten a ticket on the slick rock trail from driving my vehicle too far off the main path. So if you're wanting to veer off the track very far, they will give you a ticket. It cost me like $250 that day. And I wasn't that far off the main line, but it was far enough. Okay, so now we're starting to turn around. So we're headed almost straight east, maybe even southeast from time to time. So we've got the Colorado River on our left. You can still kind of see the walls of the canyon that it carved out there from some of the angles. You can see that sun is sticking with us. It's threatening to leave us in the dark, but we're trying to go fast and get back to the car before it goes down altogether. Oh, is that? Oh, that was me.
I'm not sure about that line.
I got past her there for a second, and she cut me off. All right, this is the threshold work. You should really be working hard right here. Again, it's not a sprint, but it's not easy. Really pushing it. Okay, a minute left. Obviously, you need to follow along those white dashes to stay safe. There are quite a few holes where it looks safe, and if you veer off the main line, you could easily get caught into a little cliff edge or a hole that might crash you. I say that because that other trail that we did a couple weeks ago, Bartlett Wash, similar types of slick rock terrain, except there's no trail marked. So you're just free riding across this open desert landscape where you could really, make a mistake if you turn the wrong direction into a hole going fast. Two, one. Okay, I didn't see it coming. Good job, guys. Thanks for the warning. Okay, I'm letting off the power resistance, keeping my pedal at around 85 RPM. Big deep breaths here. You might take a drink if you want to. So we're right up against, you can see us turning away from the canyon walls right there. We're right up against it momentarily. All right, getting ready for our 2-minute standing. Now this standing, again, it's really more about balance and getting comfortable there. It's not a sprint. It's nice and smooth. This level 6 is really lower than I normally go for a standing. 2, 1, here we go, and up. Okay, the 70 RPM. It's really not super fast. The last couple weeks I've been doing 80 RPM standings. The 70 RPM should feel pretty comfortable to you. Just jogging along here. This is the type of pedal where if you wanted to stay aerodynamic, keep your elbows bent, your chest down, you could. In that position, you can't create maximum power, but it is pretty common to try to stay aerodynamic while standing when you're not putting out sprint power. There's kind of a steep little spine here. You know it's steep when I start veering off the main line, just trying not to die. Physically, I spend a lot of time redlining on this ride. Redlining meaning my heart rate and breathing are maxed and I have nothing left to give, but I have no choice but to keep going. That's kind of what's happening right here. Is if I weren't talking over it, you could hear me yelling, like telling her, I'm redlining, I can't keep up. And I'm trying my hardest not to ask her to slow down, but I am telling her that I can't go any faster. 20 seconds left here. Yeah, you're doing good. I know these long standing efforts are weird feeling. Yeah, stay with it. You think on a bicycle you're just gonna sit and spin, but that's not true. We still spend a lot of time standing. 3, 2, 1, and down. All right, nice work, crowd. Okay, now, backing off that resistance, picking my pedal speed up. You can see we're going up some kind of sharp layers here. These are sharp enough edges that they can cause your tires to slip out. When we're finally done with this video, I expect to have on-screen graphics kind of telling you, oh, look at that shot. The riders in the low left with the highway and the river in the distance behind us. So we're coming up on a landscape feature. I think it's called Bell Rock, maybe? Anyways, I'm wishing that I had, there it is right there. And boom, we lost the drone behind that rock. We had to ride back up and go get it. So if you notice, it's a little darker now than it was the first try. Here we go, back onto threshold. Yeah, look at that, high speed, dealing with the bumps. Alexis is like getting a little bit rowdy here, hitting jumps. And we did this section twice because we lost the drone and had to pedal back up and get it and do the section a second time. But the first time she hit a rut. I thought she was gonna wreck, but her bike soaked it up pretty well.
And back up.
It's kind of fun as we climb. That sun keeps peeking its head back out on us. Every once in a while I was worried that we'd never see the sun again, but as we climb back to the car, back to the parking lot, we keep going up and up and up. And we keep getting higher and higher, kind of raising the sun to the distant horizon. Oh yeah, there's that big rock feature in the background that the drone lost connection to the remote and lost visual sight of us, so it just stopped and hovered. It didn't crash. We didn't crash it into the rock. The drone has sensors, so it doesn't hit anything. But it doesn't like it when it loses signal. Managing the cameras and managing the batteries is one of the hardest things about these rides. Of course, I had planned on having Alexis carry some of the batteries, and we got there and she really didn't have like a way to carry anything, so I carried all the batteries again. There's the sun again, peeking its head back out. All right, less than a minute to go. You guys doing it? Okay, less than a minute. You guys got a little extra? Let's go. Grab a gear. Grab a gear. You don't have to grab any speed. Just add a little bit of resistance. Like you got a little more left in you here as we head into the recovery. 40 seconds to go. Now, as I get tired, I tend to slow my pedals. I want you to stay focused on staying with the speed. If anything, go faster, don't go slower.
Okay.
Oh man, the sun's right at the horizon mark here. 15 seconds to go before recovery. Come on, drive, drive, drive. Really push from your core. I want you to push from your belly all the way to the bottom of your heel. 3, 2, 1, woo! Down. Okay. All right, full recovery here. Our rider's on screen cruising on one of the many fun downhills. Back out of the sun again. All right, guys, big breaths. We're gonna grab our weights again. We're gonna focus on just the bicep curl first. And if we have time, we'll do more presses. Okay, I'm bringing my pedal to a slow. Big deep breath. I know you're not recovered yet. I'm gonna bring my pedal to a stop. Grab my weights. Okay. This time you can have the thumbs face forward the whole time. Grip as tight as you can. Clench your core. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go double time 10 after this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right in the middle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, rack position. This is the rack position. It's like someone's trying to punch you and you're guarding your ribs. Okay, let's go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're doing good on time. 8, 9. You messing with me? 10. Okay, double time right here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly and carefully bring them down. I lose count when I try to talk, and so these guys over here in the corner, they help me count, except sometimes when I'm counting properly, they start throwing out the wrong number. It's not nice. It's not nice. Are you telling me I counted wrong? This side of the crowd isn't honorary, so I think I can believe them over here. I don't know. All right. Well, that's because I love you guys, so I threw one in for free.
Do you have dirt on my back?
Okay, so I got some more presents for you, and they're standing sprints. So level 9 for 10 seconds. So this is a legit sprint. You're gonna add a ton of resistance, a ton of gearing. In this body position, you're not gonna be aerodynamic. You're gonna be up tall. And a 9 is gonna be, you're gonna be gripping the bars tightly and literally pulling on the bars as you drive your foot and your hips forward. So here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, 10 seconds, 30 seconds recovery, and then another sprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, sitting, attacking. This is not recovery. This is a race pace, seated effort. A pretty fast 80 RPM, high resistance, followed by a 10 for 10. All you can do, full sprint, highest gear, highest resistance. This is more like weightlifting here. Add resistance early. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, sprint, all you got. Come on, come on, come on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, okay. Oh wow, okay. 2 minutes. That's good. That's good. Okay. Oh, you see me? I can't speak when I'm redlining like that. Now that was pretty difficult. If you can still speak after these little sprints, I want you to think about going harder. Pacing yourself is one of the hardest things in life. I struggle. I either go too hard and wear out early, or I don't go hard enough and I just go slow. But right now, in these sprints, I want you to really challenge yourself. This type of heavy load, heavy resistance weightlifting work doesn't get replicated easily. And this is what's gonna help you feel strong out in the real world against real gravity. Whether you're going on a hike with grandkids or racing your buddies who are a little faster than you, right here, this is the time to be brave. 10 seconds plus 30 plus 10. It's okay if you have to give up. It's okay if you have to give in. I want you to be brave with your effort here. Speaking of effort, I've got guys over here doing extra credit bicep curls on their own. Okay, on the next one, we'll join you guys. Okay, next one, we'll join you guys. I'm inspired. I didn't actually realize these were 2-minute recoveries. That's enough to get some extra work in. See, I love it. I love having you guys here. This is why I come. Do you know how many times a week I spin by myself in my house? Not many, not many. I like it a lot more having you guys here with me. Okay, woo! Okay, I know it's gonna hurt. Get ready, don't let it beat you. Come on, be brave. High resistance and go. Really gripping hard. Driving, kicking those feet over. 3, 2, 1. Seated race pace. Keep going, keep going. Okay, get that pedal speed up. Think of a steep hill right here. You're still putting out lots of power from the seated position. Look at that vista, you guys. That diffused sunsetting light. Look at this, we're going into, it's like a half pipe. Up and down, left and right, woo! Whoa, watch out, watch out, ooh. You almost wrecked. It wasn't you, I actually almost wrecked right there. Okay, here we go. Full sprint, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, did I miss it? Okay, there. Okay, the audience is actually clapping for my mistake. I was just enjoying the trail. I was enjoying the ride. Okay. Okay. Okay, 30 seconds. We're gonna grab our weights. All right, we're going double weight on each arm, okay? So grab your weights, take both weights. What I do is I cross it over under my thumb, right there like that, okay? You guys with me? I'm going my left arm first, by the way. I like to do my weakest arm first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, grip them, make it hard. 8, 9, 10, all right, change hands. Okay, we're in a little bit of a hurry here. We're racing the clock. Okay, get comfortable, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, good one. We've been doing a lot of pull-ups in my house lately. My kids, myself and my wife, we all have goals. I like doing pull-ups because I hate pull-ups. I like pull-ups because they make me feel like a loser. But my pursuit of being good at pull-ups has made me better at pull-ups. And now I hate them a little less. I can do around 10 pull-ups, hands away. 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. 2, 1, and sitting. Okay, this sitting, still race pace. Get your chest, your upper body involved, kick those cranks over. This upper body movement in the real world actually creates forward and backward movement that helps kick your pedals over from the north-south position. You don't have a lot of torque. And if you lunge forward at your weak pedal point, it helps you keep going. Here we go, 2, 1, sprint. Four, 3, 2, 1, down. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm recovering on purpose as quickly as I can. Trying to relax my upper body, shoulders down and back. In through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, you guys ready? Arms, here we go. Okay, let's throw both hands, both weights in one hand again, starting with my left hand. We're going shoulder presses, double weighted shoulder presses from the rack position. Let me know when you're ready. Here we go. 2, 3. You know why I keep my other arm here in the rack position? Because it looks cooler. It makes you look tough, like you know what you're doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, it's better than this. Is that 10? All right, let's change hands. All right, we're racing the clock again. 3, 4, 5, grip your core. 6, getting the ab workout in right now. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, another steep climb on screen. We're going into another series of sprints. Dang, Alexis is brutal. Have you done this workout? I've never done this workout. She has another video with this workout in it. It's her ribbon video. 4, 3, 2, sprinting, go! Three, 2, 1, sitting race. Oh man, the crowd got quiet on this one. Come on, you guys, let's go. Okay, now look, we're heading back up. That's the twisty section. We're on the lollipop, back to the parking lot. This is where we saw a couple riders on our way out. 3, 2, 1, sprinting. Three, 2, 1. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna hit these shoulders again. We're gonna go alternating forward with maybe a double time at the end. Okay, I'm having a hard time catching my breath. That's okay. You don't always get to catch your breath in life. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna go left hand first. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7 for this double time. We're gonna go both arms at the same time. 9, 9, 10, 10. Okay, right in the middle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Oh wow, I could not even keep my elbows straight. I had to bend my elbows to make it easier. All right, join back into recovery. We've got another. Who knows what we don't say? What do we not say? You don't say one more, you always say another one. That was a trick question. I was trying to get you to say one more. You're not supposed to say one more. Say another one. There's a lot of reasons for this. It'll keep you safe, keep you from falling down, also keeps you mentally strong. This is not our last one. This is another one we're going to do. We might do another one after this. You never know. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, race. Get there. There's the finish line. You can see it. There's someone trying to pass you. Come on, pedal hard, pedal faster. Get there. You're almost there. You can see your friends and family cheering you on. All the time training, lifting, cardio, it all comes down to right now, sprint. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Okay, you know, I went for it. When I can't speak, I feel a burn through my core. It's not quite a sickness, but it lets me know. We're almost done. Here's the practice loop. Turn off. Practice loop goes left right there. We're going right to the parking lot. You can see the sun stayed up just long enough to greet us on this west-facing wall. You can hear the freewheel spinning. We're standing up, soaking up the bumps. Satisfied with a great day. Well, guys, that was a fun workout. Thanks for cheering me on when I made my mistakes. My favorite part was when you clapped when I totally missed the standing sprint. I recommend you cool down longer than what we have time for here. I recommend you do some stretching with your upper and lower body after you're done here. Obviously your major muscle groups, quads, hamstrings, glutes, chest, shoulders, triceps. For more tips on cool down and stretching, check the how-to section of the Spintertainment website, spintertainment.com. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause for joining me. You've been great. Until next time, I'm Eric Landis with Spintertainment. Mountain bike spin videos. Look at these guys, woohoo! Made it. Thanks, guys.